Hello future dentists, welcome back to Exam Key Point Dentistry. Today we are going to learn one of the most important periodontic topic for exam and clinic, that is the early childhood caries, which is commonly called ECC. So before we start, answer this question: which teeth are usually affected first in early childhood caries? So first option is mandibular incisor, second option is maxillary incisor, and third one is permanent molar. So think about it and let's find the answer together. So what is early childhood caries? So early childhood caries, or you can say ECC, is a severe form of dental decay which is affecting the children under the 6 years of age, commonly involving the maxillary anterior first, then progressing to the other teeth. Okay, so here the easy exam point is early childhood caries means the caries in children under the 6 years of age. Okay, now according to the American Academy of Pediatric Dentistry, it defined as it is a presence of one or more decay, which is either can be non-cavitation or cavitated lesion missing, that is due to the caries or fill tooth surface in any primary tooth in a child under the 6 years of age. Okay, so trick to remember is here you remember like this DMF. Okay, so here D means decay, M means missing, and F means filling. So DMF in primary tooth before the 6th year is known as early childhood caries. Okay, so here a quick question is, does a single decay primary tooth in a 4-year-old child qualify as early childhood caries? The answer is yes. Now we see stages of the early childhood caries. So here the early childhood caries progresses through 4 clinical stages. So first stage is, that is the initial stage, that is also known as incipient stage. So here what happened here, demineralization occurs without cavitation. You can see in clinically, like you see the white chalky spot on the maxillary incisor, that is on the mainly on the cervical third of the maxillary incisor. Okay, so here you see this is an upper front tooth. Here near the gum line you see some dry white patches. Okay, so these white chalky lesions indicate the loss of the minerals from the enamel, and at this stage the process is reversible. So here the exam point is white spot lesion is the earliest sign of the early childhood caries. Okay, so it is the earliest sign. Now stage 2, that is the non-cavitated caries. So here what happened, here the tooth surface is still intact and can be reversed. So here here the clinical appearance is, it is a white discoloration, or you can say brown discoloration, or there is no loss of tooth structure. Okay, so you see this is a tooth which is having the brown and white discoloration but no cavity. So here the enamel surface is intact, which means remineralization is still possible. Okay, so can this stage be reversed? The answer is yes. Now third stage is cavitated caries. So here what happened, here the enamel is breakdown and dentine become exposed. So the clinical appearance is yellow brown soft lesion with a visible cavity. So here you see this is a tooth with a clear hole which is extending into the dentine. Okay, so now the disease has progressed beyond the enamel and restorative treatment becomes necessary. Okay, so here the important point is, at this stage fluoride alone is not enough. Okay, now stage 4, that is a severe early childhood caries. So here what happened, here multiple teeth are involved, extensive destruction, and it can, or you can say possible pulpal involvement. Okay, so here the clinical appearance, crown destruction, pain, swelling, and abscess formation. Okay, so here you see there is a separate broken upper anterior teeth with a swelling near the one tooth. Okay, so here this is an advanced state where a child may experience pain, infection, and difficulty eating. So what is the most severe stage of early childhood caries? That is a severe early childhood caries. Okay, now you have some question, why are mandibular incisor usually not affected? Okay, now this is a favorite exam question. So here the early childhood caries typically spares the mandibular incisors because they are protected by the two things. One is tongue and the another one is salivary gland. Okay, so now you see this is a lower incisor which is protected by a tongue. So here the tongue will be covering them and the saliva will flow. So saliva washes away the food debris and neutralizing the acid, which is providing the natural protection. Okay. Now we see the management of the early childhood caries. So now let's discuss the treatment. So first one is parental counseling and prevention. So parents should be educating about avoid the bottle feeding at the nights, avoid the prolonged breastfeeding beyond the infancy, use the fluoridated toothpaste and limit the sugary snacks and the drink. So here the clinical tip is most early childhood caries cases can be prevented by changing the feeding habit. Okay, so you see. Now the second management is dietary counseling. So here the advise parents to reduce the frequency of fermentation carbohydrate intake, encourage the healthy snacks like a fruit and the cheese, no bottle at bedtime or sweet pacifier. Okay. So here is an oral hygiene measure. So here parents should help children brush twice daily with a fluoridated toothpaste. So here question is how many times should a child brush daily? The answer is twice. Okay, twice daily. Now the fourth is fluoride therapy. So here the topical fluoride application, that is a varnish every 3 to 6 months. So here the topical fluoride varnish should be applied every 3 to 6 months. And second one is use of silver diamine fluoride in non-restorative cases. Okay, so we use the silver diamine fluoride in non-restorable cases to arrest the caries. Okay, so here the fluoride strengthen the enamel and promote the remineralization. Okay, now we see the restorative treatment. So first condition, if there is incipient lesion, so what is the treatment? So we do remineralization with the fluoride plus diet control. Okay, now if it is cavitated lesion, then we go for GIC or the composite restoration. Now if there is extensive lesion, okay, then we go for stainless steel crown. Okay, so here stainless steel crown provide full coverage and is highly durable in pediatric patient. Now if there is pulpal involvement, then we go for pulpotomy pulpectomy, or you can say extraction. So which pulp therapy is done when radicular pulp is healthy? The answer is pulpotomy. Okay. Now, high yield exam summaries. Early childhood caries affect the children below the 6th year. First affecting teeth will be maxillary incisor. The earliest sign of early childhood caries is a white chalky spot lesion. Mandibular incisors are usually spared. Fluoride varnish every 3 to 6 months. Extensive lesion should be get treatment by the stainless steel crown. In pulp involvement, what we do treatment, that is a pulpotomy and pulpectomy. So that is the dentist. If this lecture helped you understand the early childhood caries, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Exam Key Point Dentistry. And before leaving, answer this: why are mandibular incisors usually spared in early childhood caries? Write your answer in the comment below. See you in the next lecture. Until then, keep learning and keep smiling.